Hey guys, so this is our second PowerPoint, Module 2 from our Learn Kind series. This is your student journal and this is the lesson as we went through it in class. So what we're going to do is we are going to use inquiry. Inquiry is asking questions to guide research, and the research that we're doing is about kindness. Our big question that we came up with, that I told you I would give you in the last video, is basically, what kinds of kindness lead to happiness? So when you get to this part, you're going to type what kinds of kindness or kind acts lead to the most happiness. Okay, so the first thing that we did was we talked about questions that are going to help to guide this research. So to answer these questions, we want to think about what characteristics or attributes, what do we think are the parts of actions and thoughts that actually create kindness, or that are kindness. So some of the questions that we came up with to answer that are going to help us to answer the big question might be, what does kindness look like in action? Okay, so that might be something to type in that first text box there. Something else that we might ask might be, which acts qualify as kind acts, right? What things do we do that actually qualify as being kind? So what does kindness look like in action? What does it look like when somebody's being kind? What acts qualify as kind acts? And maybe what specific skills can we build that will help us to do kind acts, right? We maybe don't naturally have it in us to know how to do kind acts. So sometimes we need to think about skills that we can build inside of ourselves that will help us to perform kind acts, okay? To be actually kind. All right. So now for part 2, we actually read a couple of these articles together. And the one that we are going to focus on is in the Schoology. So I'm not going to go ahead and read that now to you. It's in Schoology, and you can use the Immersive Reader. You can open it in Word and then use the Immersive Reader to read it to you. What we wanted to do was we explored a couple of these together, but like I said, there's the one that is in Schoology that I want you to focus on yourself, okay? And then you're going to record your big ideas, your facts, your takeaways in the notes discussion section. So that's in a discussion in my Schoology page, and I believe most of you actually did that. There may only be one or two of you who didn't get to that the day that we worked on this together. Okay. So I want you, if you didn't, you can make sure when you finish this that you go ahead and find that discussion, that Module 2 discussion assignment, and complete that. Just add your thoughts about that article. Okay. We could type some notes in here, but again, I don't need this, but just do me a favor. And if you have done the discussion, just tell me in here that you've written your thoughts in the discussion page. Okay. Then here's where you kind of miss out, because we talked about things in class, right? A few of our things, that the ideas that we had, but you actually can see, you might be able to see those in the discussion board once you post yours. So if you can go ahead and type some of their ideas, their thoughts in here, that might be different from your own. So here we're going to talk about some of the key skills or attributes that can support or empower kind acts, right? And again, we talked about some things. What are some skills that you might have, that you might need? Okay, so think about how people that you come in contact with, how might you know that they need some kind of kindness, right? So what's something that a skill that you might need to identify that they need some kind of kindness, right? What is a skill that you might need to actually perform some kind of a act of kindness? So if you think about a person and you look at them, and we're going to talk later about this more, and you remember because we've already done that. The body language that a person exhibits sometimes can show you whether or not they need some kind of an act of kindness to brighten their day or to make their day go a little better, right? So you might need to be able to read their body language. You might need to actually be able to let's see, you might need to actually kind of step outside yourself, right? And be a little bit more into their world, right? So one of the things that we really need would be some self-awareness, right? Because once you determine things about yourself, then it's easier maybe for you to understand other people, okay? We definitely need empathy, right? That's something that we need in order to really be able to reach out to people. Once we can identify that they have a need, then we need to empathize with them, right? To walk beside them, to understand what their need is and what they're feeling. Okay. We might also need some kind of relationship skills. Okay, we need to be able to communicate appropriately with people, right? We need to work on building our relationship skills. Okay. So I want you to think about those skills, right? So we're going to focus on self-awareness, empathy, and relationship skills. And I want you to, in this section, each of these sections, you're going to answer, how have I used one of these skills to show kindness lately? Think about how you've used self-awareness, how you may have been empathetic, showed empathy, or how you may have used your relationship skills to show kindness. Okay? And that's it. That's the end of this module. These are not difficult, right? Okay. Have fun. And if you didn't do your discussion, don't forget to go ahead and hit that up, okay? Make sure you do you answer something that kind of stuck out in your head as you read through that article that's on my Schoology page.